Okay, for today's vocabulary, today's topic is from Fortune magazine, talking about the evolution of corporate logos. And it's kind of really interesting. There are a lot of terminology, there are a lot of terms about kind of the history of business in a way. So starting with number one, conveyance. Have you ever heard of the term a conveyor belt? Yeah, it just kind of streamlines, it transports something from one end to the other end, right? So conveyance is pretty much the same kind of concept, except you're talking about transporting someone or something from one place to another. And usually this is related to logistics. Logistics meaning like, but you can also use the word convey to as a way to make people understand something too. Next is the word iconic. Obviously this means like anything that is kind of legendary, or stands out in history, makes a very strong impression. Number three, come up with, to create something, to create an idea of some sort, right? Basically, anytime, like any kind of business, when they have their, if they have like a meeting and they're trying to, usually businesses are trying to come up with a new business idea, right? So that's the purpose of most corporate businesses, is to come up with an idea. Number four, in-house is a very important term for any kind of program or software or training program or machine that has been created inside the company for the company. It is specifically for that company. So a lot of times companies have their own in-house software for anything from like a maybe kind of file management system, or for like a kind of, let's see, what else would there be? Maybe a kind of messenger service or anything like that. So in-house is the opposite of outsourced.
Outsourced?
Outsourced means you hire another company from outside. I think Misun's company is kind of an outsourced company. Is that correct? Yeah. You're an outsourced company. So basically, when companies need a kind of solution for SAP and data management, they outsource her company. Whereas other companies, they might try to create their own kind of system in-house, inside the company, for the company. Number five, intricate. Very detailed. I like this word because when I think of the word intricate, it reminds me of like maybe some old artwork or sculpture or antiques. Usually, like some kind of classic artwork or antiques are very intricate. They have a lot of little details in it. Artwork nowadays is much more, modern art is not really very intricate in the first place. People who are like art collectors or antique collectors, they appreciate intricate details of antiques, meaning all the little details, every single cut or every single color or a little design on every little corner or edge. Number six, Holy Grail. So the Holy Grail is usually, you think of the Holy Grail as the holy cup that they were trying to find during the Crusades. It was the cup that the idea or the belief was that Jesus had drank out of this cup. So during the Crusades, the Europeans were trying to find the Holy Grail, which they never found, I think, if I'm correct. So nowadays, the Holy Grail has become an expression, meaning it's something very high and very important that you want to achieve or chase after or create. And sometimes it's also used as to say that something is the best of something. What would be the Holy Grail? If you were talking about something being the best, maybe if you were comparing different brands, the best brand would be considered the Holy Grail. But also you can say if you want to achieve the success of that brand, that's your Holy Grail. That's what you want to achieve. Last, the swoosh, the Nike swoosh. Yeah, it's just the symbol from the company Nike. Yeah. And that is all.